Hello there. Thank you for joining us once again. This is the brand new contribute section of the wpbuilds.com website, where we endeavor to get people in the WP Builds community on talking about something that they've fixed or been pleased with or proud of. And today from North America, we've got Daren Morreale. Did I? That's like the third time I've tried to say that. Did I just get it right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yay!
That's perfect.
Daren filled out the contact form at wpbuilds.com/contribute to come on because he's recently faced a problem. You can see on the screen he's using Elementor. It's all about kind of getting things to line up and media queries and so on. But I can't explain it because I don't know what you did. So go, Daren. It's over to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the challenge with this one is that the designer came up with a design where what you can see there's a triangle here on the top. I'll just show you the print design real quick. So the challenge was to get these triangles to line up with the top edge and the bottom edge of this one screen here, but then also get it to work on all screens, from his client's phone, who had an iPhone 5e, all the way up to a 27-inch monitor with a 15-inch 4K in the middle. Okay. So my first thought was media queries. Let's just a bunch of media queries. I already had the code saved. I just had to plug it in and fill it in. So you can see what I did here on the left here in the custom CSS of Elementor is I got minimum width 1920 pixels. I dropped in position relative and just started doing that and going all the way down here to the phone. And it seemed like it would work, and it looked good on my screen. It looked good on a screen simulator that I found online. But he kept coming back to me saying, it doesn't look good on my 27-inch monitor. It doesn't look good on my phone, or my client's computer doesn't look good. So he kept coming back, and I kept tweaking the media queries, but it just wasn't working. So,
what was the bit that he was like being picky about? What was it? Was it a particular thing he was trying to get exactly lined up, or?
Yeah, it was this gray triangle on the bottom here. Let me get rid of those lines for a second. You see how you get that space there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I see. Yeah.
So even though, I was looking at the simulator on, that comes built in with Elementor, just going through the different screen sizes, and I was able to get it to look okay. And then you see how the triangles are overlapping here, and then this one on the top.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the challenge. So after 3 different tries of tweaking the media queries, breaking it down, starting from scratch, I decided to just step away from the computer and try to rethink it, just change my approach, change my mindset to solving this problem. So I got a piece of paper, pencil, and I just started drawing pictures. My first thought was, well, let's just redesign it entirely, but I didn't stick with that idea for very long because I just thought it would take too long. So what I did is I just tweaked it a little bit, and I decided to try to make this thing happen without a single media query. Yeah. And so I came to this version right here. One of the things that I think was a benefit for me is that, for my years as a graphic designer working in print, Photoshop, and this Navigator with in Elementor, that was a lifesaver because I was able to keep all these different sections. Well, it was one section, and that was my other goal, was to keep it all within one section, and then using intersections to just to keep it under control.
Okay.
So I did that, and what I did is I broke it down into 3 distinct sections. So you have the top section, the middle section, and then the bottom section. And what I did is I took advantage of the negative space for the middle section. So instead of trying to create a triangle for the middle section, I used the angle for the top section, and I used the angle for the bottom section to create the illusion of a white triangle in the middle.
Okay.
I'll show you that here as I scroll down. So this right here is not a shape. This is just negative space.
This is the absence of a shape. Yeah.
The absence of a shape. So it created that. And then instead of trying, so now that this top section is one image and this bottom section is a second image, because originally I had a white shape on top of it and was trying to move that image in the background all over the place, but it wasn't quite lining up right. They were never really completely happy with it. So I went back to Photoshop and I created a top image and I created a bottom image, and I just was able to move it around in that background space to make it give the illusion of one image. So there's a lot of illusions happening here.
Mm.
And then also you see on the left-hand side of the screen, the point of the triangle, I pushed it off to the side.
Yes.
So that helps to, just create that illusion. Again, another illusion. And I also went away from using pixels and I started doing percentages. And so there's not a single media query in this anymore. Got rid of all of them. Using percentages for different shapes, for the different layouts.
Yep.
And then also using EM for the text so that the text will then be relative as it moves around. And it worked, and he's happy. So now,
when you had the sort of the Photoshop version, the PDF that you've got there, it looked as if the point was very important. Look, it's lining up exactly right on the left each time, isn't it? And so that was that his gripe, that he could see that it didn't line up. And so you thought, okay, let's shove it off to the side, give the illusion of a triangle, but you won't have all three vertices of the triangle. We'll just pretend that they're there.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that I had to have with him, just saying that, the one in the middle, no problem, but the one on the top and the one on the bottom, it just, that was one of the compromises we had to make. And so just, it really took like one conversation, and he saw the challenge, obviously, because, we were doing for 3 days with media queries and it wasn't quite right. So that, he went back to his client, they had a conversation, came back and he said, yep, it looks fine. Don't worry about it. It's capturing the feel of the design. And that was good enough for them. And they were real happy with the outcome at the end. So I was happy about it too.
Was this your design? Did you that triangle section that we're looking at now, did you come up with that, or was that sort of given to you by somebody else?
This was given to me by somebody else.
That's kind of often the case, isn't it?
It has to do with their branding here, because it's for an autonomous car that they're developing, and so the triangle is significant to their.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that car is full of triangles.
Yeah. There's something to do with that. So it was important that they had triangles. And if you see this orange triangle, there's all these little polygons inside there. More triangles.
Yep.
So I was seeing triangles in my sleep.
So can you just show us that Elementor tool again, just very quickly before we wrap it up? I've talked about this tool in the WordPress news that I do, but I've never actually played with it. How does it? Can it, if you collapse things, does it make them invisible on the viewport as well? Can you
You're talking about the Navigator?
Yeah.
You have this little eye icon right here, and you can turn it off and on. So it's very. So if you're familiar with Photoshop and you've worked with Photoshop layers, it's pretty much it has the same feel.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to do anything inside there other than just keep things organized and shut things off like this.
So you can move things around in it. So, for example, if you wanted to put that, look at that. Yeah.
So I mean, it's okay. Here we go. So you can open it and see all the intersections. So this is one big section here.
Yeah.
Then you have your main column, and then you open this up, and SVGs is another. We could do another podcast on it.
Yeah. And the fact you've got it all in one section means that you can then drag it around with the Navigator or an Elementor easily and just position it up, below, down, wherever. That's cool.
Exactly. And it just keeps, and also you got to name these things, because I've gone into other people's Elementor files just to see what they're doing and help them out with things. And they don't have these things named. So it just says section, or it says intersection, and that's it. You really got to get in there and name it. So like, I have hero, then there's the save section, then this is an events section. So I called it events. And it just helps to keep it straight. And
I like it.
When you
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's because if you're sitting, and also it's helpful too, as far as, if things you need to apply Z index or Z index, it really helps you to be able to select things. Because there was something I got off of YouTube. I forget his name now. That's interesting. But anyway, he came up with a section and he added code to it. And what it did is, like, every time you hovered over something, it would highlight that and everything else would be grayed out, which worked. But it just was like adding extra code to your site, and it wanted to delete it at the end of it anyway. So this answers that problem. And you can just kind of break, what do you call it? Dig down. Your text, your headings, things like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm a big of a builder user, and we don't have anything quite like that. So that's quite nice to see. I like it. It's a nice solution. So if you've got a tricky layout involving triangles of all things, then Darren's your man. Especially if you're using Elementor, give him a call. What's your I don't know if you want to alert us to where you are on the web, but what's your Twitter handle and Facebook address and web page? And
better with stuff like that. I do have a web page. It's called djmwpwebsites.com.
Okay.
But I'm in all of the Facebook groups, like Elementor community, all of David Foy's groups. What else? Like the No Fear funnels.
Yep.
Yeah, and all of those things like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll post some links to that down below. And obviously, the idea of this is a bit of a conversation starter. Elementor users might rally around this video, and especially if you've got some tricky layout stuff that you've tried to achieve with Elementor, and you've struggled, David might be the
Daren.
a good point of call. Thank you. That's fascinating.
Thank you, Nathan. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got anything you want to contribute to WP Build's contribute section, go and fill out the form on the website. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye.